All right, this is recording 866. The name of this podcast is Listen Next 866. It is in the second part of my podcast series, Speaking to the CIA. You're going to want to go to speakingtothecia.com, or you can put in Christina Station 918 in Google, put in Speaking to the CIA podcast, you'll find me. Okay, so I'm continuing on. I'm advancing a little bit, but not by far, from the 60s into the 70s, okay? So, more connections here on crimes that Gene Robertson or Manson occult committed. And again, her stalking me all of my life and controlling my life using artificial intelligence and stalking the hell out of my family. And me, controlling our lives, our addresses, our friends, our employers, everybody. She stalked my mom's side. She stalked my dad's side. My husbands that I was married to, she stalked them all their lives. She stalked their families all their lives. I've decoded tons of it. She's obsessed with all of our bloodlines. As you guys know, I've decoded tons of it. And she literally thinks that she owns everyone. That's why she helps herself to posing as everybody. She'll handle everything. No, Gene, you're going to jail. Okay, so, all right. Remember I told you when I was in grade school in Globe, remember I told you HBO first came out? And then they would play music videos on HBO. And I remember them being on HBO before MTV came out. MTV came out in 1980. I think MTV came out in 1980 or 1981. I can't remember. Anyway, but I remember music videos being on HBO before MTV. So anyway, on HBO, they used to play Genius of Love by the Tom Tom Club. Okay? And I was in love with that song. It's like still one of my all-time favorite songs. I love it. I can't get enough of it. Which is funny because members of ABBA, which is notable, members of ABBA formed the Tom Tom Club. But I don't like ABBA, the band, their music. But I love Tom Tom Club. It's just a different style. It's just a different style of music. So anyway, okay. So that came out in the Tom Tom Club came out in 1981. And I can remember watching this video all the time. I was in love with it. Also, what I watched at the same video set was, I watched Jake Giles' band Centerfold. And then Belinda Carlisle, not Belinda Carlisle, the actual band, the Go-Go's, Our Lips Are Sealed. I remember those three videos, watching those on HBO. I can't remember what else. And all those songs are all relevant. She used all those. She used every part of my life. She controlled my life and used every part of my life to commit terrorism around, to do all kinds of nasty stuff. Just stalking the ever-living heck out of me and my family. But, again, she stalks politicians. She stalks celebrities. So, I mean, I need her to be arrested because I'm not a politician or a celebrity. I don't have a ton of money like politicians and celebrities. I should be in witness protection, and so should my boys. This is insanity. She needs to be arrested immediately. So, anyway, but the good news here is a lot of the people that she stalked, I love the politicians and celebrities, and where they can't talk because they can't talk, I can, because I'm not a politician or a celebrity. So anyway, Gene Roberts needs to be arrested. Because I can say things that they want to say, but can't say because of you have to keep your image and everything, which I get reminded in my brain all the time. Even though she curses through her voice, she does a lot of cursing through my voice. Like, even though she curses through her voice, like, try to control, like, And it's very hard because she literally controls my body with artificial intelligence illegally. It is insane. I can't take it. So, anyway, okay, so what I want to point out is she used the Tom Tom Club in her plans to do the World Trade Center attack also. So let me point this out to you. So Genius of Love. So note her name, Jean, is in genius. And then you also have genes. And then you have Gene, genes, like DNA. And then see all code DNA. And then her obsession with actual genes, blue genes. Okay, so you have genes, and then you know how she used love as a theme in doing the World Trade Center attack. Okay, so this is another one that she did, Genius of Love, so then there's the love word again here. Okay, another thing is she did inside the song, okay, the song is just the regular song to me, but when I'm listening to the music on my playlist, Scorpio 71, I have music on my playlist for a reason, okay? So, I'm trying to communicate, letting intelligence CIA know these are crimes that she committed, and these are songs that she used in committing these crimes. Now, Jean's whole adventure has been, let's just tear the shit out of all the songs. Look how she just cursed me after I just said I don't want to curse. That's what kind of snotbag she is. She needs to be arrested. Anyway, let's just tear the heck out of the songs, because she knows I'm making reports on her, how she iced songs, how she tried to control Hollywood or manipulate Hollywood, different people, and doing all the different lies and stuff that she did, doing this, a little this here and a little that there, and then icing and messing with the lyrics and all of that. And then all for the future point. And then, so she knows I decode these songs. She knows I find out that she used songs from my childhood all of my life in plans to commit terrorism. So I know inside these songs there's past crimes that she committed that I find out that I decode. And then past always connects to present. It always connects to future. So I know there's future crimes in them too. And she wants a total distraction. She wants to steal everything from me, pretend that she's me, pose as me, or pose as a spokesperson of me, or act like now she's got fill-in people like Gene Junior Jacks, that she assigns them, that they're totally approved to steal my identity and steal everything from me and speak on behalf of me. And oh my God, she really does that to people. She pays people to stalk the shit out of me. She stalks the shit out of. She stalks me so bad. She stalked me all my life. No matter where I go, no matter where I've been all my life. Now, the thing is, here in Tulsa, she wants to crash the government. Okay? She wants to crash the United States government. That's been her plot since the 1960s. She wants the government crashed. Okay, that was the whole thing with Charles Manson, where he's talking about the Scorpio child. Okay, I am the Scorpio child that's based around the NWO baby, which you know that. Okay, I decoded it all. I know that. And you can tell that I am because Jean is super jealous and she wants to pretend like she is. And Jean is the leader of Charles Manson. She has been the true leader of Charles Manson since the 60s. Just like she killed Sharon Tate, and then she runs around claiming she's Sharon Tate. She just does whatever she wants, and then she steals your identity and pretends to be you. Okay, so with that being said, her stalking is so bad. She got the gang stalking and the stalking so bad here in Tulsa. Tulsa is ripped up and tore out. There are so many people that she's got in this city running around, committing crime, vandalism, breaking and entering, hacking, destruction of property, insurance rackets, libel racketing, spreading lies and then making money off the lies and then posing as cops. And it's all Gene Roberts doing. Every bit of it. So anyway, okay, so in this, so Gene's saying in the song, I know what she's doing with this part of the lyric, because I know Gene lets me know. She lets everybody know. That's how she makes her money. What she's her thing, what she's into. And as I was warned by one of her people, you'll never be successful at turning Gene in. She's been doing this for 60 years. Pretending to be a little girl in her cosplay world, coming on to men. She lives a lifestyle like this. She is disgusting. This is her freaking thing. And I'm like, you know what? And I'm talking to my random this person's warning me of this in mental telepathy, because she literally paid this person to like stalk the hell out of me. And I'm like, why are you doing this? Like, how can you even live with yourself? Why are you helping her and not turning her in? And they're basically telling me it's futile. There's no point, because there's that many people that are into her shit. There are that many people. And for those who aren't, she lies to and puts on a smiley face to the public. And she's just there to protect the children. She's just protecting people. That's all she's doing. She's saving the children. She's protecting the children. No, you're not. You're a child abuser and a kiddo peddler. Okay, so anyway, in this is the lyric Natural Fun. Now, I don't pay attention to it, but I know what Gene means by it. Everybody knows what Gene means by everything. Gene's disgusting. But anyway, so look at the initials NF, knife. Okay, then that leaks to Shanksville, Pennsylvania. She crashed the plane when she ice raped the pilots. She was a true person to the World Trade Center attack. And I know she had her Manson occultist with her. She's the leader of Manson. I go after the Kingpin. I go after Gene. I don't get involved in her sideshow fucking carniacs. I'm sorry she's putting F words in my sentences again. Her sideshow distraction carniacs, I don't get involved in any of that. She loves to brew that stuff up, and I'm like, nope, Gene, you're getting turned in. So anyway, Shanksville, Pennsylvania. Okay, so there's that. And then if you look at Tom Tom Club, you take Tom, that goes into Potomac, the Potomac River. Okay, so that probably goes to where 9/11 happened. I remember them saying on the news that the White House was also a target, but that they thwarted it. Or that was the plane that crashed in Pennsylvania, because they thought it was going to head towards the White House, and then it crashed in Pennsylvania, or they got it thwarted, and then it crashed in Pennsylvania. They didn't thwart it, because that would have been using AI, and that's what Gene always says in my brain. She will only admit to crashing one of the two towers. She crashed all those planes. But in my brain, when she talks about doing the Pennsylvania crash, she poses herself as a hero. And when she crashed the plane, she goes, I did it. So, if they redirected the plane and they crashed the plane, that means she was with them, and that really wasn't a they, that was Charles Manson. And they would have been using AI, unless they used other aircraft in the sky to force the plane to redirect, which is also possible. So anyway, it would have been Charles Manson. You know how Charles Manson operates. So, okay, so the Potomac, so the White House target, and then also the Pentagon hit. So Potomac fits in Pentagon. So Tom probably goes to the White House or the Pentagon. Okay, and then if you take 2001 minus 1981, that's 20. And you know 20 is Mason. Okay, Gene loves to blame everything on Mason. Everything, it depends on who her audience is at the time. Give her 15 minutes, she'll change who she's blaming. She loves to blame stuff on the Masons. This wasn't the Masons' doing. So she loves to blame everything on everybody else. It just depends on who she's pandering to, who she's blaming. Okay, something else I want to point out to you. More on 9/11, her planning to do 9/11. Okay, so you remember how I decoded her using the nursery rhyme Little Miss Muffet Sat on a Tuffet as a part of her theme in doing the World Trade Center attack, and I drew this out on a map in a triangle and found the points of the triangle, and then I found a whole bunch of stuff on the United States map. I found all kinds of triangles everywhere. Okay, so this is something more that she did here. Okay, so this tells you, I know the Silent War is a terror attack that she is committing. Okay, before she pre-planned to do the World Trade Center attack. The World Trade Center attack plan and plot came on after, as like a part of this terror plot goes back to the beginning of time, back to Genesis. Okay, so there's another terror attack plan, and hopefully it's thwarted, but it's present day, and this is present day timing, so hopefully it's thwarted. Okay, so Little Miss Muffet, so beside her, the word beside. Okay, so the B side, so the B, the second letter, so that's World Trade Center attack. So beside her, and then also another attack planned, hopefully foiled, but it's present day. Okay, so there's more to the beside her. Where you see the double down. More of her plots and schemes and lies. And plans to commit more terrorism. Okay, and then also note, just see all code, okay? So, anyway, another thing is, I want to point out in this, is Mariah Carey, okay? I got to meet Mariah Carey in Mental Telepathy. And when I got to talk to her, she expressed that she did not like Gene Roberts. She didn't like anybody that was helping Gene get away with anything. But anyway, she came on for a little bit just to hear and see what was going on, and she got really, like, aggravated and upset, which a lot of celebrities do. Gene is ridiculous. So anyway, Mariah Carey, okay, came out with the remake of Genius of Love. You remember me talking about that in my podcast? And when it came out, I was like, oh my God. Like, the sky just dropped rainbows and sparkles everywhere. I was like, oh my God, she remade this song. And I fell in love with the remake of the song. Okay, so, alright, so she used Mariah Carey too. So you can see how she's using Mariah Carey's first name. And then she's using her last name. Okay, so you have Carey, you have Stephen King. And then you have Harry Carey. Okay, so see all code 70s. This goes all the way back to the 70s. Okay, so Mariah Carey, okay, also sang a song called Vision of Love. That was really popular in the 90s, okay? And Vision, she's using Mariah Carey again, okay? So Vision is the name of, okay, so Vision not only goes to ice rape and then all the abuse with the eyesight and robotic technology of the body and all everything see all code I. Okay, so Vision is the name of my favorite skateboard from when I was young, Vision Gator. Okay, so the Vision, this is crazy, the Vision Gator goes to this song Vision of Love. But let me show you what she did. So this is revealing. So okay, and this is more evidence, okay, for Mark Rogowski. So, anyway, Vision of Love, the initials of Vision of Love are VOL, okay, so that's volume, and then that would be a reference to Alice in Wonderland. Alice in Wonderland is her plot and scheme. going back all the way to the beginning of time, to Genesis, okay? You have to see all code Alice in Wonderland. I don't even have it all out there. I've decoded so much Alice in Wonderland, it's insane. Okay, and then it's also referring to liquid, okay, or water. Okay, so water, and then also water goes to World Trade Center, and then also water also goes to Gate, okay, Watergate, okay? So then the opposite of water, the opposite of flooding would be what? Desert, okay? So instantly I can see that she has looped in Mark Rogowski's name in here, okay? Now, I decoded Mark Rogowski's crime, and Gene Roberts committed that crime, and I know that he is presently in jail in California. And I just read that Gavin Newsom decided not to let him out on parole. I think I just read that just a little while ago when I was researching again. Okay, like he needs more therapy or something. I don't know what Gavin Newsom said. But anyway, so I decoded this. Gene Roberts and her Manson occult committed this crime. Okay? And when I first got it up on my podcast, it may have turned it into Tulsa Police Headquarters. I may still have it. Okay? Because a lot of my evidence is at Tulsa Police Headquarters. But I may still have it because I still have a lot of evidence. Plus I have my whole Pinterest, and plus I have my entire podcast. So anyway, as soon as I got it up on my podcast, or no, it was after I first was decoding the crime. I was like, Gene freaking committed that. Gene is the one that committed that crime. She was listening in. You know how she listens in my brain in the back end? And then she ran off chomping at the bit. She wanted to go into my brain first. We figure out that she freaking did it. And then she runs off, and then she tries to racket it. And she wanted to go run off, and she wanted to go run to that girl's family is what she wanted to do. So let me tell you something. That tells you again her level of exploitation and abuse of these families. So let me continue with this, okay? So so this is related to Mark Rogowski. Okay, so in this also, which blew me away, is Liquid Courage. Okay, now I decoded Liquid Courage. That goes to the Branch Davidian occult, the Waco occult. Okay, and Gene Roberts and a couple of her Manson sisters started the Branch Davidian occult. Okay, she committed that crime too, the whole Branch Davidian occult. Jean is an occult queen. She's an occult leader. How do you think she gets people to just do whatever she says? It's insanity. She's like the freaking Pied Piper to people. It's insane. She's an occult leader. But anyway, so Liquid Courage is in that. So that goes to Branch Davidian and Waco. Okay, so now you have a Texas tie. And then also, who else was in Charles Manson with her? That Tex Watson. But anyway, so inside so the girl's name is Jessica Bergston. Okay, and then also you have Birkenstock, Berkeley. Gene Roberts committed those crimes. They can already see Gene committed this crime. So Berg goes to Gate. Okay, like Watergate, or like Berg, like a big event. Okay, and then also this goes to Jessica McClure. I solved that crime. I decoded that crime. She did that to Jessica McClure, and Gene Roberts tried to blame that on different people, and as she usually does, she's always got somebody she's blaming something on. Gene Roberts. I know Jean did it. I know her. I decode the crime she commits. I know her patterns. Gene Roberts did that to Jessica McClure. Now, Jessica McClure is from Texas, so this is another Texas link. So that connects to Jessica Bergston. And then also Jessica Rabbit. So she's using Who Framed Roger Rabbit in here. Jessica Rabbit, and then that again would go to Alice in Wonderland. And then notice it is Gene Roberts' initials. Okay, so she committed that crime says 9/11, and then also Mark Rogowski. So something else that she did, Schwarzkopf gave a speech at West Point. So she even controlled that, because looking at the initials of West Point, Jean was using West Point as a theme, her Winnie the Pooh theme. Okay, see all code Winnie the Pooh, how she uses Winnie the Pooh. Okay, so do the date math. I think it's 2011, I think, is when Benghazi occurred. But anyway, do the date math between his speech and Benghazi. That tells you the premeditation on Benghazi. Benghazi. I'm getting because she committed the Battle of Mogadishu too, so I'm getting the two. So Benghazi, and it shows again what she did to Hillary Clinton, wiping the server. She used that theme, the Winnie the Pooh theme, wipe the server, trying to frame Hillary Clinton. So that tells you she was stalking and controlling Schwarzkopf, trying to frame him. Like, just like using him, like playing with them. And then also Benghazi, and then also Hillary Clinton. Okay, and Benghazi, she committed the Benghazi attack. And I don't know if the ambassador, Christopher Stevens, I don't know, which is the name of the little boy in Winnie the Pooh. I don't know if Christopher Stevens is kidnapped and he's still alive somewhere, or if he is really truly gone. I don't know. But I know that Jean Roberts committed that crime. So another thing that she did was, okay, now I am skipping subjects again. I'm going back to the 70s again. Okay, so remember when I was little, and I told you guys this in one of my podcasts, my mom and my stepdad Jeff, we went to Lake Powell for a vacation. And remember when I told you I climbed up a cliff wall? I was trying to walk in Native American footsteps dug out into the side of a cliff wall, and I was trying to climb up the cliff wall, and I was in grade school, and I got stuck on the side of the wall like Spider-Man because I couldn't move up or down because the distance between the feet and the hands that I was trying to fill, it widened and I couldn't move, and I was stuck up high on the side of a cliff, and I was screaming for help down the shore. And Jeff, my stepdad, had to scale up the wall. And this is literally like clinging to the wall with no nothing. Okay, an entire cliff. A huge cliff. Oh, and then he had to scale up and try to figure out how to get me down where we both don't die. Okay, so I decoded all of that. So there's more to this. Okay, so what she did there was she iced me, okay? And she wanted to use it because she's trying to control me and she's trying to control my life and she's stalking us. But this is what she did. This is what she did here. So that was, she's punning it. She's calling it a death-defying feat. Okay, because my feet were the problem because I couldn't move because of the distance, because I was a little tiny girl and I was trying to walk in Native American footsteps climbing a cliff wall. So death-defying heat, and then Defiance House, which is at Lake Powell, Arizona. So Defying Feet goes to Defiance House. And then if you look at the initials of Defiance House, it's Heed. And you know who founded Lake Powell, who built Lake Powell, got everything, all the which would have been, I think it was John Glenn. It was John Glenn who it was. So anyway, so Heed, so that's a future sign of silent war. Okay, so then I'm like, let me look at the initials of this. Now I know to take the initials of any memories I have, and I know there's ciphers in them. I decode a ton of them. So I only decoded a little bit of this to tell you there's a whole bunch in here. So I put the initials of this event of her icing me when I was little together to see what else she did. So it comes out to GSOTSOACWCIALP. Okay. Instantly, I see with the P and the GSOT, I see death to pigs. Charles Manson, Gene Roberts. Two pigs. Look at how two pigs is spelled. TOPIGS. Spigot. Okay, I decoded all of this. And then you have spigot, water, like a water faucet. Anything water is Charles Manson. It's all Charles Manson. Okay, so there's a whole bunch more in here. I saw a whole bunch of stuff in here. You can see Alfred P. Murrah in here. You can see the World Trade Center attack in here. But there's probably, I know there's a lot more in this. But there's more that I can see in this. But I just want to notably point out the death to pigs. So that is the end of this recording.